Now, sometimes back, Vietnam gas boss is called Chau came in Kenya with an aim of investing his gas business. I don't know if it was gas or he wanted to venture into another field. But he faulted Kenyan government of speaking big but acting less. This Chau went onto his Facebook page and came up with this post. Let me just read you through. Africa waits while Asia builds. A hard look at Kenya. That is the headline. I met with Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and President William Ruto in Nairobi. They spoke with energy about Kenya's future investment, infrastructure, public housing. But behind the polished language was a painful truth. There is no serious execution culture. Kenya's real problem is not lack of money or talent. It's the absence of long-term vision and the dominance of short-term gain. Leaders talk big, but systems don't move. They wait for outsiders to bring business rather than build an environment for it. The biggest indicator, electricity. Vietnam, 100 million people, over 70 gigawatts of power. Kenya, 50 million people, only 4 gigawatts of power. This is not a side issue. It's the foundation of economic development. No investor will build a factory where the lights flicker every day. Vietnam knew this. It built power generation before free trade zones, and now it's a global export hub. In Kenya, basic energy supply is unstable, and yet the government built a fancy expressway from Nairobi to Mombasa. There, he went wrong. We don't have an expressway from Nairobi to Mombasa. Maybe he meant Thika to Nairobi. Without an export industry to support it. Meanwhile, millions live in slums and huts with no access to reliable utilities. Tourism is another missed opportunity. Safari bookings require 90-minute check-ins in park gates, even with reservations. After 9 p.m., everything closes. There's nothing for visitors to experience or spend on beyond a Maasai market that's essentially a souvenir stand. President Ruto wants to build public housing, but investors are scared off by petty corruption and legal instability. There are no credible incentives, no serious risk guarantees. In short, no real initiatives to make it happen. Compare this to Vietnam or Singapore. Leaders are up at 5 a.m. working on execution, not speeches. Power supply is constant. Policies are consistent and data-driven. Incentives align with performance. Africa doesn't lack potential. It lacks a mindset shift. Leadership must stop performing for the next donor visit or summit. It must build systems that attract local and global investment, reward builders, and guarantee follow-through. The global window is closing. Asia isn't waiting. If Kenya and much Africa want a real economic future, they must turn off the microphone and turn on power. That is Chau. But where is the lie from that post? It is a clear fact. That is what happens in Kenya. Leaders want to broker these petty deals at an expense of a serious investment that is coming unto our nation. You see, maybe a leader wants to invest in Kenya, let's say 2 billion. But this brokers in between here, these political brokers, will want, let's say, 30% of that amount. Remember, an investor has not even started the construction works that is supposed to undertake. Those are the petty deals that Doan Chau is saying. That is just but a bitter truth about our country, Kenya, on investors. That's why many investors now are running to Tanzania. Anyone who has been in Tanzania of recent past, he or she will tell you that Tanzania is really picking up in business. That is up to now. Remember to subscribe onto our YouTube channel at Lulaboga TV. Press the notification button so that when we come up with this important and interesting political and governance content, YouTube will automatically notify you. Goodbye.